I respect
because
that.
you wasn't scared.
Yeah.
You believed in yourself enough to step out on faith and try something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody can knock that, because that's what I'm doing.
But I respect that answer, because you got artists out, not even artists, I don't even want to call them artists, but you got people that are gifted and talented, but they so afraid to just step into that booth for whatever reason. So I understand completely why you say that, because just being able to go in there, you know what I'm saying, put your voice in the mic and make something out of it, regardless if it's the best or the worst, just having the confidence to do that takes a lot. Trust me, I know, because I got one song I made. So my cousin is Black Fortune, right? And when I probably was like 20, 21 years old, so we went to a studio out Courage Hill, right? And he was in there recording, doing this thing. I had no intention on making a song with him. And while he was in there, he was just like, man, hop on this jump. And I'm like, nigga, what? Like, nah, I ain't no rapper, that ain't me, But I ended up getting on it, and it was a cool little jump. But since then, I didn't do anything for that reason. Because he always used to tell me, Marlon, keep doing it. But I'm like, nah, because I'm thinking of like the attention that come with it. You know what I'm saying? All the pros, and I'm good. That ain't something that I see for me. But he used to always tell me, Marlon, go in the jump, go in the jump. So I understand that completely. And I respect that answer, because you more so shine a light on just the artistry of it versus specifically who do what, because you understand there's so many different lanes, so many different ways to express yourself. You don't want to put nobody in a box. So yeah, I respect that.
And then it's so political, like when you start
that too,
out
for sure.
names, and you know, it's too many politics with it. I just respect the art form and the faith that any artist from the DMV is having right now and going out and trying to push themselves.
Right. Now I respect that. I want to get into the politics too, because I'm from Maryland. Right? And a lot of the politics really be in the city. And you got a lot of Maryland artists that bring their ass to the city and want to tap in with certain people and feel like because they with these people, they can't be cool with these people instead of just keeping it business. Now I get it, you do songs with certain people, you build a certain relationship, but at the same time, niggas got to stop being men and understand that whatever y'all got going on ain't got nothing to do with me. And a lot of times people put themselves in that box. So how do you feel about the politics in the city? And or let me rephrase that. You know, in Atlanta, they have their own personal issues too. But amidst they issues, they find a way to still make music with each other. But then outside of that, they can, you know what, we don't got to deal with each other because they understand it's about the business. They trying to get some real money. So how do you feel about that? And what do you feel like we can do to get past that point where it's like we can create, but we don't have to coexist?
Man, that's gonna be rough in DC to do that, because I don't know, man. This city is vicious, man. It's a vicious spot. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta has, like, that's the South. It's a little bit more, to me, it's a more togetherness down there. You know, then they kind of bred together down there. Even when they veer off and do that, they can still put the money and the business over over the small stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got a dude, man, he jamming, this song is hot. Okay, we're gonna jump behind him. We're gonna push him. We're gonna blow him out the water. You know what I'm saying? Rather than here, you could have a joint that's banging that hot, and you ain't them dudes that's running things. They ain't getting with you, regardless. They don't care how hot that joint is, because of something else outside of music. Some shit that probably happened. You know what I'm saying? Some throwback shit or something. But the streets don't forget, and this city don't forget. This city raw, man. Like, ain't no city like this motherfucker.
Man.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
And another thing is too, I want to get into is, with that being said, a lot of artists who don't even really come from that background, they get into this industry and they feel like this is how I have to present myself to get somewhere instead of staying true to themselves. And a lot of times they get caught up for that reason. How you feel about that?
You gotta stay true to yourself, bro. I tell young nigga all the time, like I tell people around me all the time, young. Man, if you drill rapping, man, yeah, that shit sounds sweet. But like, if that ain't you for real, bro, you better be careful out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Cause it brings, you're prophesizing. You don't know what you're doing. Your mouth, your power, your tongue is so powerful, bro. It's the life and death is in the power of your tongue. You know what I'm saying? You look at a lot of shit, a lot of stuff be happening, and you're speaking this stuff on your life and the life of others. And once I realized that, that's why my lane is a little different, because I'm not trying to speak death on others. I can't sit here as a grown ass man and be fake with myself any longer. I've done it. When I was doing it though, you better know my lyrics and all that was one with me. Everything I was saying, I was standing on business with that. You understand? And it wasn't no plan.
Yeah.
And anything I said, I still stand on business with it. But I stand on business also with what I'm pushing now as well.
I respect that, bro. I respect that. And that's the thing too. That's how artists, I feel like artists, like you can be misread. Because people listen to the music and feel like, oh, because he make this type of music, he must be a square or he must be X, Y, Z. Nah, these be the realest niggas because they more comfortable being they self versus feeling like they got to do what people want to see versus what's true to them. Like that's more of a man to me than somebody coming out, or I know like you said early on, but it still was true to you. Like a lot of times when you coming out together, I feel like for most people, not most people, but you got some people that do it for money, but then some people like yourself, you have a real passion for it. Then some people it's just therapy, right? Some people like I did an interview with an artist named Trey TG, and he told me it's songs that he done made where he didn't even put it out because it was so close to home to him, like it was so personal. But he'll just go in the studio and he'll just make music because it's like therapy to release. So you got people that do it different strokes for different folks. But at the same token, like if it's true to you, I feel like it's gonna always resonate with the people because your story, it's nobody that ain't been through what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times just speaking about your own personal experiences, real experiences, it's gonna resonate with somebody. Because we all go through to some extent the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's power in that. And like you said, the power of the tongue. Like people don't know they're casting spells. So you might think you just entertaining, but at the same token, you come out talking this flash, somebody gonna wanna test that. Is that really you? And that's what goes back to why I said artists coming out here and they thinking they just stepping into this as entertainment, end up getting robbed, getting shot, dying, or in and out of jail because it's not really them. Now they trying to prove that they can move like this, and the shit that come with it, you weren't ready for, not knowing just speaking this shit, it's gonna come to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot with that, bro. So for sure. Damn, what we ain't talk about, man? I love this conversation. What we ain't talk about yet? What you want to tap into? What we ain't get into yet?
I just want to, give praises to the Most High, Yahuwah, his son Yahoo. I know they call him Jesus in church or whatever. The Savior name Yahoo. Hallelujah. Praise be to you, Yah. I just appreciate the Most High and all that he's instilled in me. And I'm just hoping, that my music continue to reach the people and they can tap in and really understand that I have a genuine heart for the people.
Bro, this is why I do interviews though, bro. I swear. Cause it's like, when you meet the people, like the person, and like even with you, like being as intellectual as you are, the way you articulate yourself, and just the fact that you mentioned God, bro, I love that, right? Because a lot of people, they insecure about little stuff like that. When it's like, nigga, it's what's the word? It's more power in being able to do that, or I would say to speak their language, like you realer for doing that than, you know what I'm saying, frowning upon, because it's like it take more to speak freely and unapologetically and transparently how you really feel versus I'm gonna say or do what I feel like the people want. You know what I'm saying? So I love when people mention God in the conversation, you know what I'm saying? That's powerful, I appreciate that. And I know a lot of people gonna learn from this. I wanna keep talking though, I don't wanna leave out nothing. What else? Let's get into more so like, okay, because I don't really want to get too much into like your troubles and stuff like that, but I do want to give people a better understanding of you, because I don't want people to always, like you said early on when you was rapping about gang stuff, that's the life you was really living. I don't want to paint this picture like that, but at the same token, like I do want people to get a better understanding of things you've been through that molded you into this, right? We got into a little bit about your incarceration, but just being in Southeast, every day you go outside, the environment is either going to make or break you. You know what I'm saying? And you moving so much, always, like you said, feeling like you got to prove yourself. That'll do something to a child at a young age, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like, damn, another neighborhood, these niggas gonna test me. Because I know how it be. I lived on the south side when I was young. I moved out here for the first time in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? And I know what it's like. I lived in Randall Hill, which is in between Trent Park and the K. So we might be up there, we might be down there, we might be around Parkland, we might, you know what I'm saying? We all over the place.
No question.
And trust me, now, we was young, but even still, and then you growing up here, so what was that like for you?
Man.
You said money?
I said man.
Man.
I don't be trying to get too transparent because this is real talking. We really talking, but man, death.
Yeah.
Guns, violence. You know what I'm saying? This, like I said earlier, man, this is a vicious city, man. So it goes down. Like anybody that's really from here know it goes down. You gotta think this is the first place Trump sent them National Guards. You feel me? Niggas talk a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, about the city. They talk a lot. They talk. But how many niggas walk down in this jump? You know what I'm saying? And to walk the walk, that's different than talking the talk. And pretty much this city, you know what I'm saying, niggas walk the walk.
Yeah,
around
for
this
sure.
joint. Most
For
niggas
sure.
walking the walk.
For sure.
You
And
know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
and that's the thing too. Lightshow said it in the song some years ago. He said something like, I'm rephrasing. He said along the lines like, I'm from where you talk that gangster shit and niggas try you.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the thing that goes back into when you're not in that lane and you stepping out there like you that. This is an area where they will test you.
Oh, you
because they
better
don't
know.
want you promoting that, and that's not really you. And that's kind of the reason why they don't like Wale, because they feel like that's not really him. But Wale don't never push no gangster music. To
Yeah, I
me,
never
I
heard
feel
him
like
do that.
I feel like Wale, you know, he rap about the ladies being fly, you know what I'm saying? But he just got away with words. But I never felt like Wale gave off a gangster image.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like for me, Wale was just a pure artist. And people just, you know, because he do say DC at any point, you know, he run with the go-go bands too. Like, he been out here, don't get it twisted. I just feel like because of, you know, him just making it and he not on gangster time, or he not what they say the city represents, they use that against him instead of just respecting him as an artist and saying he putting on for everybody. Because I feel like Wale one of them artists that just want to see people win. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, neither here nor there.
You know, when you get to that level like that, where, to me, that level right there, that's like king level. That's like a major player level, where you can kind of call shots and put other people in position to make moves. You know what I'm saying? Or to be seen and heard as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you can't. To me, the city is touchy-feely about that type of stuff, because like they want to see a nigga go all out and show love all the way without holding it back. Not just like on some you know, small shit. Like let me tell you, like me as a person, if I was to blow to that status, the shit I'm gonna do in DC is gonna be astronomical. Like I'm gonna do some shit. The city is gonna go crazy off how I do the shit. It would be like a second president here. You feel me? Because I was born and raised here, so I know what the city need. I know what's going on. I know what's wrong. You feel me? I know what's wrong. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna be able to tap into the city in a way where they're gonna love it. They're gonna respect it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we got into a little segment, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about what you would do if, you know, once you get to that point where it's like, you got the ball in your hand, right? What you would do for the city. So let's get into, you know, a little bit more about your journey up until this point, right? You know, your process of getting to that point. You already been signed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one label?
Yeah.
Okay, and what label was that you were signed to, if you want to mention it?
Spoiled Rotten / Def Jam.
Oh, Def Jam. Okay.
Yeah, Spoiled Rotten though.
But they are umbrella. They fall under the umbrella.
Kenny Smooth Carnegie
Okay.
was the leader of that movement.
Okay, and let's get into that. So, what was the initiation? Right? Was it a song they heard, an album they heard? What was it you did when they reached out to you?
Well, I had a good friend. Shout out to my man Stacy. He was in touch with Kenny Carnegie. They were family, and you know he always looking for artists back then. So Stacy told him, he said, "Look, man, this dude down in DC, man, my man Kazon, he tight." And that's when the battle rap stuff was real tight. Like they was really like, if you could battle good, they was signing you. Like they was messing with you hard off that. So I ended up coming to not straight to New York, but I ended up coming to Philly, I believe, and battling their artists. And you know, I kind of crushed them. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to be.
No, it is what it is.
I kind of got out on them real bad. You know what I'm saying? And after that, man, it was like they just fell in love with me, Khalif and Smooth, and they was just like, man, this dude nice, and he can make a song, cause they ended up hearing my little album I had put together in DC on my own. They was like, oh, he could make a song as well, so we gonna go ahead and get him in there. So, you know, I definitely did some big things with them brothers. I never came out, but yeah, I had a serious situation before.
Okay. So do you know how to produce and engineer your own music?
No, I never got into the production. I know how to, I should sound, but like I don't make beats.
You don't play with you don't get to the technical parts of it.
Nah.
But you got the ear for it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, okay, let's get into some shows. You said you did some shows too. So what was that like? When was your first ever show?
Yeah, when I was with them, as a grown man, like when I was with them, they had me I did a show in North Carolina with Ludacris and Camp Low. Man, I thought I was I thought I was about to blow out the water. They had me on the radio down there, man. We was talking that talk on the station. It was just a big time for me. It just felt real good. But you know, I ended up getting in trouble and getting going to jail.
And I was gonna ask you that too. Was this before or after your incarceration? So this was beforehand.
Yeah.
Oh, so during this time you were still doing your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we gotta So this is the first time thing. So his sister's behind the scenes, and she actually recommended a question. I'm not gonna take credit for it. So she said, "So what are 3 songs, right, that you recommend for people to go listen to, that they can go tap into, to like really get them to understand it, like this how I'm coming." Like some of your favorite songs, I should say. 3 or 5 of your favorite, however many you want to say, to be honest, I don't care.
Yeah, like the whole EP I just put out. It's called Looking For Me. I think if you tap into that EP, that'll show you like a serious glimpse of who I am at this time and what the mission really is. You know what I'm saying? We got Looking For Me, the first lead single off of there with the Junkyard sample. Shout out to Go Go Buggy. That song is really telling you my stance on how I'm looking at things out of my sight at this time.
Yeah.
The second song, The Greatest Flow, that's really for the youth any youth that can take the time out to really hear what I'm saying, and for the adults as well, so that they can understand what I'm saying, because we really need to try to get our youth, like put more effort into it, even though a lot of people say, man, they ain't gonna listen, but shit, they might listen, they might not tap all the way in, but they gonna hear it though, you know what I'm saying? And if they just hear it, like it was a lot of times as a youth when I ain't listen, but I heard it though, you know what I'm saying? We all was young before. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing on that joint right there. Don't give up on the youth. That's pretty much that one. And then the third one is His Greatest Flow. What's the third joint? Stay Together. That's for the ladies. And they give you an aspect of a man who really cares for a woman. That genuine love, like when you go to jail and she's still by your side when she's trying to help you. Because I'm going to tell you, a man on this earth with no real woman, no woman that cares about him is pretty much doomed. Not saying it has to be your woman or your wife, but it got to be a woman around you that really cares. Like a sister, your mother, a woman that genuinely cares about you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a man without at least one of those around him is pretty much, he's gonna be kind of off balance.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why I made that joint.
Damn.
And after that, the fourth one is Pimp the Pen. Just letting them know how I pimp the pen. You know what I'm saying? Far as not saying I'm making money from writing raps, but I'm saying, man, lyrically on these records, man, I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it on this album, this EP, but I'm gonna continue to show you, y'all willing, because the next joint, it's gonna be worse than this. And fifth is Free Indeed. You know what I'm saying? That's the joint who has freed, he's free indeed. I'm talking about the Savior. He freed me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, yeah, we may not be rich and physically, financially free yet, but spiritually, I feel free. I feel like I ain't gotta bend, you know, to the will of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna kick this. You know what I'm saying? We going full throttle, still live from the bottom. Put my tears in the bottle, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Never worry about a hater. Just bless the creator. Tell the past, see you later, Ock. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I love the Most High, and that's forever. He told me keep it moving, can't keep looking back forever. Can't repeat the same mistakes whenever. Know better, so flow better. Don't end up like those who sold they soul for cheddar. So this joint right here, I'm going in. And I'm leaving off. That's my 5th song on the album where I'm leaving it off to just let you know this is where I'm going now. You know what I'm saying? So tap into that new EP looking for me, and you tapping into me now. Of course,
I appreciate you doing that, bro. I fuck with that. Okay,
couldn't help
it. These gonna be my last 3 questions for you, okay? And I like to finish off like this, and I'm gonna stay consistent with this because I don't do it every interview, but you just reminded me, okay? So the first one is, what would you say your purpose is?
To rap for the Most High. That's my purpose.
Okay. What would you want your legacy to be?
That a nice amount of people heard me and really, especially the youth, didn't make the mistakes I made.
And that goes to my final question. If you could give one piece of advice, it don't even really, I want to say to youth, but just to anybody, regardless of where they at in life, what they do, just any piece of advice, what would it be?
Be a straight shooter. Try to do things righteously all the time. Because when we do things wickedly or outside of the box, when we backdoor, when we do things like that, it come back to us, man. There's no way we can dodge it. We reap what we sow. 5 shots later, close range, I got shot in a way where it was no way I was supposed to get shot. Like it just comes to you, man. Whatever you dish out, it comes to you. I just wanted, if I could say that, the answer to that question, man, try to be a straight shooter. Meaning not a shooter, but try to be a person that does things right. Do right. If you got a woman and she keeping it 100 with you, keep it 100 back with her. You got friends that keep it 100 with you, keep it 100 back with them. I can't tell you what to do with the 50-50 people. You can figure that out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people that shooting straight and doing right, man, don't F them over, man. Don't fuck them over. Because it's coming. And that go for everybody. From the smallest person to the largest person.
Man, I appreciate you, bro. So before we close out, let them know where to find you, and I'm gonna put it on the screen. Give them your socials, anything, like every which way they could find you, just let them know.
Kazon, Kazon _ A Young, Hushua, HUWSHUA. That's my Instagram. And I'm on YouTube as the artist Kazon. You can just type it in, Kazon, it pop up. And we on all streaming platforms at this time. We also got the website coming.
Okay. Okay, shout out, bro. So y'all go tap into him, man. This is another artist out of the city that need more recognition, that y'all need to show love and appreciate, because like I said, he got a bigger purpose than just out here making music. Like he really standing on what he doing, he mean what he doing. He come from that area and he come from the background. He just choose to go a different route, and you gotta respect it, man. So once again, bro, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this with me. And once again, y'all, he was patient with me. You know what I'm saying? I took a little longer than I was supposed to. Just a lot of just buckles in the road. So once again, I appreciate you, bro. I'm glad we got this done, bro. It was definitely worth the time. So once again, I appreciate you, bro. And shout out to you, bro.
And before you leave off, man, shout out to DMV Hoods and News, my man Elway. Shout out to PG County, Maryland as well, because I did live out there too, and I love y'all as well. They also had my back out there in Maryland, Southeast DC. The people that love me and the ones that hate me, shout out to everybody, man. The whole DC, man. The whole DMV. Bless y'all, man.
No question.